Two things. Congratulations to Wisconsin on the victory, and secondly, I just want to thank our fans. I thought the stadium, we knew it would be pretty electric when we got in there. It certainly was, and it was an outstanding football game from our perspective for at least 50 minutes. But we couldn't finish the game. They did a heck of a job of doing that. They're a very good football team. I thought our guys competed hard, played hard. Theirs did, obviously, as well. And bottom line is we just didn't play well enough to get the victory, and some of the things that happened early in the ball game really came back to make it tough for us in that fourth quarter.
Maybe the first quarter you had a chance to really.
We did. We had pretty good field position. We had the wind behind us and ended up with 3 points. And I think really, if I look at the first half, it came down to us being in the red zone twice, not being able to come out with a touchdown. We had a couple self-inflicted wins on both possessions. And then the flip side is we gave up the one drive. And to their credit, they hit two good runs on us and then a big pass. So, but looking back, they're going to make some plays. I mean, these guys have been scoring a lot of points, moving the ball. And when we had that opportunity to be down in there and come away with touchdowns, to come up short really, that was a big factor in the game, certainly.
Two-part question here. What happened to Jake there after that interception, and how you feel CJ was able to handle being thrown in there by?
I think CJ did a fine job. It's a tough situation to go into. We're not in a desperation mode, but it's a pretty tough uphill climb at that point. And playing against an excellent defensive football team, so it's a tough way to go. But he's been practicing well, and I thought he did a good job out there, given the circumstances. Jake, got twisted around a little bit there, so he's got a sprain, and it didn't seem like a good idea to put him back in. He couldn't have gone right away, but could have gone back in later on. It just didn't seem smart to put him back at that point.
If you're pinpointing anything offensively that would help you guys a little more, in those situations in Wisconsin territory, is it on the ground? Is it through the air? What do you identify there?
It was tough to run the ball today for us, and it was really tough for them too for about 45, 50 minutes. So it's just it's going to happen sometimes. Defenses, there's still some people playing defense, and both teams are playing really good defense for 50 minutes today. So obviously I'd like to have run the ball better. I wish we could have, and would have been more productive. But they made it tough on us. But I think the big thing is just. When you play a team like that, they're an excellent football team, and you get that opportunity down in there. We had a drop that you never know what's going to happen, but it doesn't help you. And then we had a couple penalties on the other possession, and so when you play a team that's very tough and makes it tough on you, if you make it tough on yourself, it's just not a good thing. And that's part of the lesson we're going to have to learn if we're going to push it up here over the top here.
On the last play of the first quarter, you had the wind at your back really strongly. You had the ball up at 34, and you rushed out your punt team to punt at that point. Was there any thought to kicking a field goal at about 51 yards?
No, not really. I mean, the percentages weren't great there, so not really. Really, our thought process, we were playing pretty good field position at that point, and the way the game was going. If we could give them a real short field, or a long field, excuse me, I thought that was our best deal. But you can go back and lay that one and flip the coin, I guess.
Canzeri, is it possible for him now to become more of a focal point for your offense going forward?
Yeah, he's been practicing well, as I've said. He's been going back to last fall, even though he's coming off an injury. Certainly in the spring and summer. It's hard to get four backs in the game. It's just really hard. Maybe some people are doing it. I'm not sure who they are, but Mark was nicked up today, couldn't finish the game, and so. The other thought there was just maybe give Jordan a chance to give us a spark, which he did. He made a really nice run, and hopefully we can get him integrated. But it's tough when you get four guys.
I know the score got a little big at the end, but it seems like the defense played well enough for you guys to win this game. Do you feel the same way?
Well, I mean they didn't, because would have taken get a hold of 5 there when we had 6. So, but they played well. They really played well, and that's what I was referring to a minute ago. I think it seemed like about 50 minutes that we were really playing the way you want to. We did give up the one drive in that first half, but if you play a team like that, they're going to get some too. They're a good football team. But I thought we were competing hard, playing against a really team that's got gaudy statistics in terms of yardage, points per game, and we were competing very well with them. And so again, I don't think we're that far away. It's hardly a hopeless case here, but we still have to finish the game on defense, and then again, I go back to the offensive part of things. If you're going to play teams like like that, you're gonna have to, when you get down in there, you gotta come away with some points. You know, field goals are better than nothing, but they're not gonna win for you in a game like this.
What are the biggest offensive hurdles to climb to get to the point where you can score points in the second half?
Yeah, I'm not so sure, you know, we weren't exactly ringing them up there in the first half either, so today it wasn't as, you know, one of those deals as much, but I'm kind of fixated on the 2 times we're down there in that first half. You know, we weren't detailed enough to get it done, and, you know, they made a tough one, so they're a good defensive football team.
Was part of the game plan to get their tight ends involved in the receiving game, but Wisconsin just wasn't letting it happen?
Well, that's part of our plan every week, and to their credit, they did a good job. Yeah, they made it hard for us. We were not moving the ball consistently. We weren't really throwing or running with great proficiency, and that's a credit to them. You know, there's been a lot of talk about their offense coming into the game. You know, I looked at the defensive stats, and more importantly, you watch your tape, and it's not like people are getting a lot of points off these guys. They're a good defensive football team, and Utah State was a good defensive team a year ago. You know, watching them against Wisconsin, they held Wisconsin at 16 last year. So I mean, it's, you know, take a good coaching staff and good players. That's what happens.
Jake, by his standards, probably, which is complimenting him how well he's played all year, probably a little, below where he's been in some games before he got hurt. Did you see anything different out of him? I know he was off the back.
I'm not sure we helped him enough. You know, it's better if you can get the running game going, certainly, and our protection could have been better too, I'm sure. So offense is such a team thing typically. You know, unless you just got one guy can run around, or you know, you can throw it up and have one guy just catches it, you know, like circus catches. But you know, there aren't many of those players out there, so it's usually a team thing, and that's something we'll just continue to work at. I don't think we're that far away.
Did that include the turnovers today? It seemed like they were both under pressure.
Yeah, there were pressure, and the ball, you know, when the ball goes up in the air, that's just not a good thing ever. And it's a good thing if you're on defense, and we're 0 for 2 on those.
Jake, health next week, though.
I think he'll be fine. That's a report I got. I think he and Mark should be both, you know, back with us Tuesday. So, and Jake could have gone back in the game, but it just didn't seem like a prudent thing to do at that point.
Brian made a comment on social media about game day experience, and you know what he meant by that?
Yeah, I do. And you know how much I love the social media, and it's probably a good illustration. And I don't want to speak for him, because, you know, but to me, laughing would be, you know, we still, it's kind of like our facilities right now. We got as good indoor facilities you're going to find, and I think nationally, next July, you'll say that about our entire facilities. We're kind of going through that with our stadium a little bit. You know, we go into venues where the sound system and, you know, the scoreboards and all that stuff are pretty good. And we got the first phase up right now. The scoreboards are outstanding, and a year from now, the sound system will be, I think, where we all want it to be. And to me, I think it's just a matter of us trying to be where everybody else is. Not everybody, but you know, we go into some tough venues and make it even better. That's no suggestion that our fans aren't into it, and that's no suggestion. It's our job to generate the electricity and energy, and Iowa fans have been great forever, and continue to be so.
Was that comment endorsed by you? Did he run that past you?
I told you, I'm not a big fan of social media, and you know, I'm not sure it came out the way he wanted it to, quite frankly, or anybody wanted it to. If that's the case, I apologize as the guy in charge of the program. But, you know, so it'll be better. It'll be better when we play better too. It's pretty darn good in there today.
Does that have to do with in-game music, for instance, the band, or?
Just you know, in general. And you guys are on the road with us. You know, you're going to different stadiums, and it's just, our goal is to amp it up even more. So we're in, you know, we're on that path right now. We'll be there next September.
Would you prefer that?
Or August, I don't know when we start.
Would you prefer that he not tweet that, or do you really care?
I think I know what his intentions were, and I'm okay with those. I'm not sure it came out. You know, anybody's trying to start a firestorm, which apparently it did.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.